Good day or good morning, whenever you're reaching me from. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and thank you for your patience with me. Like it's been mentioned in chat a couple of times. I had a sick kid today, and it's funny. I feel like I kind of called this one. My wife has a car that is in the shop, so she took my car in, and we have a rental for her car. And I said, don't forget to leave me the keys just in case my youngest one is sick, and that's the one that was sick. So. Thank you for your patience. She's doing better. It seemed like kind of a one-off thing, but my wife is here now. So that hour was very helpful because I could get my daughter, and now she can, be with mom. So that's helpful. So a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I did manifest it. It's my fault. Every now and then you feel like you should keep your mouth shut, and I didn't do that. So here's what we're going to be doing today. Yesterday, I meant to record Magnolia County, but the homeless patch, it's not my favorite patch. It didn't work for me. I've spent all day basically attempting to get my city running again. And Bye Homeless is disabled, so that doesn't work anymore. And everything was failing. So if I let the city run long enough, maybe it's best that I just show you. I'll load up my absolute disaster. So let's see. Here, start everyone as homeless. It's a bit of a disaster, a bit of a problem. Not everyone's experiencing the issue that I'm having, but the video that I created is a reflection of what I was seeing. I wasn't going to sugarcoat things. So this is the Sim Census mod, and it shows you a census of how many homeless people there are in your city. So you can see that I currently have almost 30,000 homeless in this run. It's going to drop down. It's going to pop back up. But ultimately, it tanked all of my residential demand. In this build, spammed a bunch of schools to try to resolve some of the shortages that we were having with schools. I made sure deathcare was working. I made all transit free. And even with all of those changes, everything is breaking down. So I decided to go through and I loaded up a bunch of saves, including episode 28. So this is one I decided to save it because it actually worked. But this is what you're supposed to be seeing. You're supposed to see this marching army of homeless people leaving your city. It tanks your performance. And when you see that happening, it's not bad right now, but when you see that happening, it means that all the homeless people are leaving your city, and you start to see the number go down once they reach the outside gate. Now, in this case, they're actually all going to walk all the way over here, walk up this bridge, out here, along this road, and they're all going to leave right here. So it made me think that the roads were a problem. I rebuilt all the roads, upgraded everything, changed everything out, removed every single mod, and still no luck. So that got me to the fix that we are going to employ today. And I'm probably going to restart before we do it because I want it to be completely legit. But basically what we're going to do is pop into the dev menu and, we're going to pop into the dev menu and select disable homeless. This doesn't just Thanos snap all of the homeless out of your city. What happens is they all go, oh, I can leave now. I'm not stuck here. What they'll do is they will get on the bus or whatever and they'll leave. Some people will stay, but many of them will leave. And to me, it looks like kind of what is supposed to be happening. So I have tried this out. It seemed to work. We're going to do that. We'll ready everything up, fix a couple of other things, and hopefully this is a temporary fix that allows me just to continue to play for a while until this is fixed, because I'm not the only one experiencing this. So yeah, no, the patch didn't fix it. So I see that question. Did the patch fix it? It did not. It fixed it for some people, but I'm one of the people that has unfortunately not received benefit from this. So I'm going to restart this. And while I'm doing that, where's everyone? Have I contacted Colossal Order about it? Yes, I reached out to them basically immediately. I've been asking lots of questions. I obviously put the video out expressing my displeasure with what's going on. Did it make the game work worse for me? It did. Yeah, it made it way worse. But here's the thing. I was using Bye Bye Homeless before, so I don't know if it's just basically didn't do anything and Bye Bye Homeless no longer works. So yeah. They might visit me in Finland. As much as I love, being Mr. Bad Guy before Finland, feel bad about it. Spleen, that is a question that I wonder myself. Do we have to simulate homelessness in the game? Okay. My personal feelings are that, yeah, I think it's a really cool idea for a game mechanic, but it has to work. And there has to be a way to actually do something about it. And even if it were working perfectly as a mechanic right now, I don't really understand it. So we have the welfare building, which is supposed to make people happier and there'll be better welfare. They'll have better welfare and maybe they'll get a job, whatever. But there's no way to directly address homelessness. There are no policies or buildings that specifically address homelessness. You have the low rent housing, but I mean, even that, like, you end up with a whole bunch of wealthy people living in there. So it feels like things aren't working right. We have a momentary ad break on Twitch. So while we're doing that, I want to thank a couple of you guys. First of all, we got a hype train that I completely missed. Zerdum, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you. Hankster, congratulations. It's a boy. Whoa. Congratulations. Thank you so much. 9 months. And thank you for the tier 1 and congratulations. Arfaxit, thank you so much for 6 months of Prime. Glouser, thank you so much for the Prime. Chops, thank you for the Prime. Steely Tom, thank you so much for 5 months of Prime. DJ John Mary, thank you for the biddies. Tefis Games, thank you so much for the Prime. Pyro Freak Penguin PhD, thank you so much for 6 months of tier 1, half a year. That is crazy. Thanks for the stories and the city building inspiration. Thank you for being here with me. This whole thing is nothing without you guys. Magnum Kid, thank you so much for the tier 1. And I hope you have a good lunch. Yashi, thank you so much for the Prime. A Little Zoke, thank you for the Prime. And Birchbox, thank you so much for the Prime as well. And thank you all for being here. Where are you guys tuning in from? You don't have a kid? It was supposed to be a 9-month. Oh. You got me. Toledo, UK, Des Moines, Boston, Atlanta, Kalamazoo, Michigan, Germany, DC, Latvia, Jakarta, Appleton, New Hampshire, Telford, UK, Nashville, Madison, Ohio, Pittsburgh, DC, Long Beach, New Zealand, Houghton, Vancouver, Caledonia, Bulgaria, Wakanda, London, Estonia, Irvine, Sweden, Southwestern Michigan, UK, Japan, Ottawa, near Seattle, Melbourne, Ohio, Cologne, Finland, Germany, Finland, Sweden, Wakanda, yes, Duluth, Sao Paulo, Portland, Denmark, Finland, lots of Finland today, Brazil, Sweden. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. The support always blows me away. Thank you so much. I am drinking, since it's building in Brews, I am drinking a Door County Black and Tan in my Struggle as Rail mug. It is delicious. I was supposed to be drinking a Highland Grog, and I didn't put enough water in. And it's as a result, my wife thought that there was no coffee, dumped it out, and got a new one. My fault. So yeah. France all over the place. Yes, thank you all so much. Oh, Morocco. So we're hitting up almost every continent now. I love it. Okay, so the first thing, before we do anything, I've noticed one thing. So first of all, let's dev menu things a little bit. So in here, if we go under watches, I don't know if this actually means anything, but we'll go underneath resident AI system and values. There's this thing called stuck loop and no path to home. And this is kind of what I think is happening. So when well, let me fix this. Right here, you can see that I anarchied in a path that is broken. I'm gonna fix that one because I have a feeling that that one's an issue. But what we're gonna see when I enable this is that this no path to home and stuck loop is gonna start jumping up. I think that this is part of the problem. Crappy Planet Earth. I do have my PC specs. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, if you look in the description, there's a kit link down there. Thank you so much. So yeah, we're gonna start to see stuck loop, no path to home, and this just keeps going up. So I think the issue I'm having is that they're still getting stuck. That was what that was the problem we were having before the patch, is the homeless people would end up just kind of standing and being zombies on the side of the road. And this road has a lot of transit, so it's one that it's really easy to see it on. And also, if you delete buildings, that's another easy way to see it. They'll just end up standing in front of the building. So that's the issue that I'm seeing right now. Another way to track it, if you're in here, just a fun fact. There actually is, where is this? Resident. Is it resident demand system? Somewhere in here, I found a spot. Oh, hold on. There's a spot where you can actually see your homelessness. So it is built into the game, which I find to be fascinating. Let's see. And of course, I found it easily last night. So that means that today it's going to be an absolute disaster. All right. Well, maybe I won't. Oh, here it is. Homeless household count. So you can see this number as I resume it is going to shoot through the roof because we're in the bye-bye homeless world. Not super valuable, but it will stay up there with the dev menu now, so we can always pop in there. If you don't want to install another mod to see if you have homeless, this is another way to do it. Go under watches, count household data system, and then select household homeless household count and select this little icon right here. So yeah, this info view does exist. It's just not easy to access. Don't know why. What is the homeless household? A homeless household. So when people are homeless in this game, it's not just them, it's their whole household. So a homeless household would be, it could be just one person, that one person household, but it could also be, and let's see if we have any here. It could also be like right here, Brittany Taylor is in a household, the Taylor family. Even though they're wealthy, they're all homeless, hanging out here at the small plaza. So this is what we say. You know what? Why don't we follow? We'll follow Caitlin Taylor here. Maybe we'll find a couple of other ones. Well, when we make these changes, I'm going to pause the game until we're done with all the changes that we're going to make. And of course, I'm not going to find any other homeless people. You always knew the homeless were rich. They are. I mean, that's what it's all about. I remember when I lived in California, this big expose on this couple. They would panhandle, and then they'd walk back to their Mercedes Benz. They parked a few blocks away because it was apparently so lucrative to panhandle at that point in time. Which I can't imagine there's a lot of people doing that. if we're being upfront, they save on rent. You remember that too? Yeah, I remember seeing this. And I was like, no way. And that's when I was I had just moved to LA, and I just reasonably growing up in northern Wisconsin, I had never really encountered a panhandler. So I felt like, oh boy, every time you see a panhandler, you should definitely hook them up with some cash, not realizing that might not be the best way to help them. And that could be the instance where, or the case where there are bad things happening as well, like that. So anyway, definitely different. Where you live, they are really rich, so that tracks. You know, it gets different strokes for different folks. So, okay, we've got a couple of homeless folks that we are following. What's wrong here? Luma successful loaded, great. So we will follow these folks. I have a feeling they're gonna leave, but we wanna make sure. Right now, they would be perpetually stuck, most likely. You love the 7 dogs standing there right in a row? Yeah, the dog fix, clearly. So this street actually is one that I want to repair. This street, I created all sorts of issues. Basically, in the last video, we added this bridge, which everyone's unhappy with. So I'll probably fix this during the stream, as well as the parking back in Paradise Bay while we're waiting for things to organize. But the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure nothing is on. I want to make sure that nothing is on the road, because you see that the buildings are kind of overlapping the sidewalk. So this shouldn't matter. However, I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be a reason why it could be happening. It's one wonky bridge. You think so? So I thought that people were actually going to like the bridge. I was super into the bridge, but I don't know that there's been a piece of infrastructure that I've built in a while that's been so universally disliked. That's okay though. That's why I keep you guys around. You guys got to keep me honest. You guys got to keep me in check. Sometimes I do things that stink. Whoops. Love that. Sometimes I get knocked out of move it. You like the bridge? So I think that the main thing that I was seeing in the comments is that the bridge is lumpy. So I think I have to Control H some of the things in the bridge into place. So if I do that, I think, does that track, chat? Is that lumpy? That's your problem with it? It looks like you need to bridge your viewers' expectations. You know what? I think you're onto something there. I think you're onto something. You thought we voted for a new city on stream? We did. But here's the thing. I thought I was going to get this city working, and I didn't. And I thought about something after that when I wasn't on 4 hours of sleep. I would start a city and then not build it for a couple of weeks. So I feel like that's not a very good idea. So I'm going to build a new city on the next stream when I'm back at home. And I'll make sure that, again, that's the EU friendly stream time. So, yeah, there will be a new city. It's just the wrong time. And after getting some sleep, I realized that. You hate how bumpy it is? Okay. Well, I will get that fixed. I promise. It'll be one of the things that we do today. This will be a recalibration. We have to build a bunch of schools as well. The bridge were horrible. I mean, horrible is strong, but if it is, it is. Did you know with the road builder update, you can make a 4-lane 2U road? So this is close to it, but if I go any smaller with this, it starts to break. So this is that 4-lane 2U road, and we're going to be using road builder to make a few other roads. But this one I'm really happy with. I think it turned out really well. I thought there was a net in your screen. It turns out it was just the bridge. Boo, it's cold. That's cold. It'd be easier to put in an appropriate amount of schools if the assets were so big. Well, the assets are not just huge, but I feel like the amount of population or the amount of capacity that they add just isn't enough either. So I think it hits both ways. So yeah, I think it's definitely, the schools are frustrating. So it's elementary schools. I didn't realize just how bad it was. But I mean, in terms of overall capacity, we're talking, we've got half of what we need. So it's pretty bad. All of that said, I guess I've tested it with appropriate school capacity and it didn't fix anything. So my thought was that, maybe that's the problem. Maybe everyone's right. Maybe I'm off my rocker. And I was actually readying myself to put out a classic YouTuber apology video saying that my video was just off base. And I've clearly not done my due diligence. I have failed you guys. But here's the thing. I didn't fail you. The game didn't work. Everly, hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. What mod am I using to select and move houses? This is Move It. And it's one of the few mods that I would say is an absolute necessity in this game. Does dev menu match? Oh. You know what? Let's check. So dev menu says 754. This one says 1,372. So no, they are not the same. So that is, oh, wait. I didn't refresh it. Hold on. Let's let it go for a second. No, it did not. They do not match up. And I'm hearing it. No. Planter Duck, you madman. Thank you so much for both the gifted subs on Twitch and on YouTube. Planter Duck. We need to chat one of these days soon. It's been a minute. Appreciate you as always. Thank you so much. Duck, thank you. For anyone who is a new channel member or Twitch sub, hop on the Discord and come in the top secret City Hall. That's obviously not a secret. I just talked about it. Dev menu is measuring households. Maybe census is measuring individual sims. Oh. You know what? It actually does say sims. So that is a heck of a good point. So these are different measurements. Oh. That's, and I don't know that there is, I don't know that there actually is a way to measure the citizens. I mean, we get the households. That's probably the best we're gonna get here. Let me look under resident purpose counter. Nothing. So yeah, that is a good point. So I don't know. I think we'll keep track of both of them. I mean, reasonably, with Bye Bye Homeless, we were around 700 households. As long as we can get back to that once we resume, I'm going to be pretty happy. So I wanted to fix this street. So I guess just to give a benchmark of what I want to do before we resume, we're going to change the transit next. I have to add deathcare over on Charity Island because there's currently no deathcare there. And then we'll resume things. You really can't balance my budget like you do, no matter how much you micromanage it. You just can't. Powell, just don't micromanage it. I think that is where people most often make a mistake, is they'll try to micromanage it and they're not patient enough with it to let it happen. And if your city is old, make sure that you evict 100% of your offices by raising the taxes until they're all gone, because it was bugged. It's another one of the bugs. Our 5 cents. What was the conclusion? The conclusion for Magnolia County's save is we can limp it along until there is a fix. I am quite clear at this point that I am not the only person experiencing this issue. There have been posts on Steam and on Reddit where people have said that they are also dealing with this issue. So I already have the next 2 episodes sketched out in my mind, and I've already built them. I know what they're going to be, and I'm really excited for them. So Planner Doc, thank you for the super chat. You're running late to a meeting, but you can't wait to watch us later. Have a good stream. Thank you so much, Doc. Doc. In honor of Planner Doc. Hold on. There we go. Does this happen on new saves? That I'm more unclear of. I have no idea. I'm not even going to venture to guess. I have not started a new save. Maybe. So reasonably, I've been waiting for this patch to start up my Verde Beach successor. And I was going to kind of script that out and start working on it on the flight to Finland. Maybe I'll just play around with it a little bit. I have my gaming laptop that I'm taking with. So I could play on the flight. I don't know if the people sitting next to me would like that. It'll get toasty, but yeah. Going to Finland next week. A whole bunch of creators are gonna meet a whole bunch of cool people. I don't know if everyone has said that they're going, but I know that a couple that have said it are like B. Swagelhausen, Kodiak the Kodiak's gonna go, Toadie's gonna be there. I'm riding the train in with Bad Peanut. So my editor's gonna go, so I'm gonna finally meet my editor for the first time, which is gonna be super exciting. And we're gonna stream from there. And Canadian Moose is also gonna be there. And what I'm thinking for next week's stream is that whoever wants to join me on stream, my hotel room is gonna be open, and gonna open up the door and just let people come on in and say what's up. And it'll probably be a shorter stream because I want to take in Finland, but also, you know, it'll be fun. We'll have some people come in. Is my editor in the US too? Yeah, my editor is on the East Coast. So, yeah, my editor is in the US as well. Let's see. I think all of my editors have been in the US. First editor was in Utah. Second one was... The last three have all been on the East Coast, actually. The last three have all been on the East Coast. So yeah, LAN party at my house? Yes. I'm taking the whole setup. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Patch. We have the patch. Does the patch do anything? It's debatable. For me, it does nothing. For other people, it does a lot. But I think that for some people, it's not working. Okay. So the last thing I want to do before we resume this thing, and before I thank a whole bunch of super chatters and everything, is I want to adjust transit. We'll deal with the school stuff later, but basically, you might recall that with I really wanted the airport to get some utilization, so I kept the ticket prices very low at the airport and jacked them up elsewhere. So we've got to make sure that we're going through all of these and that we're dumping them down. And I'm going to basically make every form of transportation free so that every single homeless person that wants to leave can afford to do so. They can even fly out. We'll give them an express one-way ticket right out of Dodge, completely free. And I'll even boost up the number of trains. I'm probably going to need to add capacity to the buses as well, which is going to require us to build a couple more garages out here. So all things that we'll do. On a plane, how brave of you. Let's hope it arrives safely. I mean, I wasn't feeling uncomfortable until now. Random username. No, flying's fine. I don't mind flying. The only thing I don't like about flying is, so when I went to Arizona back in February, it was my kid's first flight. And apparently they are like just super jazzed about landing and takeoff. For landing, they cheered, which it's very uncomfortable when your kid is cheering. Yeah, $50 for the bus out of town. Very uncomfortable that your kid is going, hooray, when the plane lands. So it makes it feel, as an adult, it makes it feel like, hooray, they actually landed the plane. For kids, it was, wow, this is one hell of a ride. This is one of the most fun times I've had in a while. So that's why they were cheering, but definitely got a couple looks there. Yeah. Next time you guys are on a flight, just make sure that as you're touching down, as the tires are hitting the runway, you start cheering. Can we get a selfie of Phil blasting the laptop oven from the middle seat? You're gonna get one better. So what my editor and myself are going to be, I will be upfront and say I don't really understand why I'm going. Like I think it's just like to me it's a goodwill building thing, an opportunity. I know that they've done these in the past as well. Like I think 2019 was the last one. But because I don't really understand why I'm going, I want to tell the story of why I'm there after I get there. So the camera that you're currently seeing me on, I'm going to take with, and we are going to record footage the entire time. Anyone who wants to be on camera and talk about their experience in Finland. We'll give them an opportunity. And after we get back, we'll make a video. And yeah, it'll be fun. You think they want all the American creators to meet the Euro ones? I mean, it's creators from all over the place. $2.20 is going to be there. So it is going to be nice to be in the same time zone as everybody, because that is certainly something that we don't often have. One more thing, we've got our minimum taxi fare policy. The Chuckles shuttle's got to be cheap this time around, so we're just gonna roll with it. I think we can resume now. So pop back in here, and we are going to. First of all, I'm going to let it run just to show you guys that it's not working. So here it is. We've got our homeless people. This number is going to shoot right on up. Oh, no way. No way. Oh my goodness. If this starts working, I'm going to lose my cool. The simulation speed just dropped. That makes me wonder. Let's give it a couple minutes, chat. Let's give it a couple minutes. Oh my goodness. But will Chuckles be happy with his free shuttle? Probably not. I don't know why. So the simulation speed dropping generally is what happens when the game is healing itself. So that makes me very confused. So we're gonna wait. You also think I have to bulldoze low rent buildings? They don't have enough money to pay taxes. Unemployment, we can take a look. My unemployment rate was already really good. So yeah, it's 5.3. That's down from 6. So we're doing fine there. This should not be fixed. It has not fixed itself before by doing this. In fact, it's gotten much worse if I let it go. How do I find editors? I found my editor on YT Jobs. My previous editors, I just kind of put a feeler out on the community tab and on Twitter. I don't use Twitter anymore. I think it's a cesspool of hatred. So I lurk on there to see what all of the hatred is all about. But outside of that, I don't really post on there anymore. So I won't post an ad on there. So yeah, YT Jobs does a trick. Meaning overcharged Aga and Zardes would be cheat. That would be neat. Agreed. I think I might get to. We'll have to see. Use threads. I mean, I have threads. I just haven't used it. Damn it. Dude, thank you for the super chats. Or thank you for the gift. The 50 gifted is ridiculous. That's crazy. Thank you also for being a city administrator. That is wild. Wow. Thank you. Honestly, you guys are the support makes no sense to me, and I appreciate it. I'm just a dude in his basement playing games. I appreciate it. Yeah. So anyone who's just gonna get the membership over on YouTube, hop in the Discord. We were losing a whole bunch of people. I'm getting concerned that the game's trying to make a liar out of me, and it's gonna work this time. This is exactly what happened to me before, actually, when 28 worked. We're gonna keep an eye right here. If it is working, this will turn into a nightmare. We'll also take a look at some parks. Oh my goodness, the park cleared up. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my gosh, that makes me angry. I did this, chat, all day yesterday. I kept reloading the save and it didn't work. I have no idea why it's working now. Oh my goodness, that makes me upset. Well, we're gonna find some homeless people to follow and see if they actually leave town. Richard Dewey and Caitlin Taylor. I mean, she's still chilling in the park. So we'll see. Miss Moo, thank you so much for the super chat. Would I ever consider doing a CS2 custom map reviews, overviews? Yes. Go back on the community tab. I have city tips open. I had really hoped to have a city tips before I would leave. It's not going to happen. I'm probably going to have some queued up to look at. I have so many hours on a plane. I have 22 hours that I'm going to be on a plane, which sounds like the perfect time for me to be looking at other people's cities and choosing the ones for the videos. And like I mentioned, for anyone that I picked this time around that I showcase, I'll give you some merch as well. So it's because you're all watching. That is why it's working. I don't actually know that it's working, but it certainly feels like it is. Yeah. Mohammed, thank you for the gifted subs on Twitch too. Thank you. Thank you. That is, I don't know what you guys are up to. Gwenna, thank you so much. If you guys don't know, some of the longest term supporters of the channel, for the album that just came out yesterday, actually, Support, I named some of the songs after them, and I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna play your songs. I will get better with StreamerBot and automate some of this stuff at some point. You guys are insane. I appreciate you. Thank you. Took you a while to figure out CS2 didn't mean Counter-Strike. Okay, so some of you guys are saying that we have to get rid of our expensive low wealth buildings, our expensive low rent buildings. I'm gonna try that. We got one right here on Main Street, maxed out. Hold on. Let's see. Let's look at our sim census. So our homeless number did jump up. I want to see if it's actually going up or down. I'm gonna keep that up. Keep it up. We'll know if it's actually working. And this building, we'll see if we get the children of the corn chilling or if they walk away. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my goodness, that makes me upset. Okay, no. They're still showing us homeless. So this was my issue. But some of them are leaving. But yeah, this is when this spirals out of control, you just get a bunch of people sitting here like this. Now with the patch, ideally over time, it wouldn't be all at once, but ideally these folks would decide to leave. You know what? I just got done watching the Umbrella Academy. So I'm gonna I think are we following Naomi? Or Yvonne rather? There you go. You're 1. Pauline will be 2. Nicole will be number 3. Try turning it off and on again. What do you want me to turn on and off again? Content. That's perfect. Now it's suddenly happy with the situation. Also happy right here. So here's what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm going to set a timer, and I want to see if any of these people, I mean, we are simulating at this point at, well, 8 times speed, but not really. So I'm going to set a timer, and in 30 minutes, if none of these people have left, 30 minutes. If in 30 minutes, none of these people have left, we are going to toggle disable homeless and see what happens. As you can see, the number's going up here. The number is still going up here, even though it seemed like it was working. Even though this is showing me positive things. Even though it feels good, it actually looks bad. So we're gonna pay attention. Bill, you've been a super silent member of my community, started watching since the first Bluffside crossing, and you've made me feel a passion for cities and urban design. Never went to school for it. Maybe it's too late to become one, but you love to work in the planning. Keep doing what you do. Been a major inspiration for me. I need more women in planning. Definitely need more women in planning. Here's the thing. Not everyone needs to be an urban planner to be involved in planning. You should look your community on their website, no matter where you are, will very likely have a planning commission page or a transportation commission, urban design board. You don't need to be an expert to be on any of these things. You have to have an interest and a passion for your community. If you have those things, you have everything that you need. So get involved in that way. I think it's a perfectly fine way to get involved. We're gonna do one other thing. Someone mentioned I should have used the line tool for this. So I will do that. We'll get rid of all these and line tool them up. Let's see. The city looks great. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Why am I not using move out rate on the bottom? Went negative after a minute after demolishing the buildings. I feel like I don't know what this means right now. So I think people are moving into the city, but it's not telling me anything about what the homeless people are doing. And I don't even know how accurate it is. It's going up and down and up and down and up and down. And when I look at the city stats, it leveled off here. Population growth is doing what it does after this patch. Plummeted off a cliff for citizens moving in. For decline, also plummeted off a cliff. So I know it's doing something, but I don't know. I don't know what any of this means. So yeah. Any poplar today? Potentially. Maybe we'll pop in and take a look at it. If this resolves quickly. I mean, reasonably, I don't know that we have a quick resolution here. So we may just be here in Magnolia County. And selfishly, guys, you guys are helping me out with the next video because I'm going to record it right after this. So it's ground level it. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. So yeah, that's part of what we're doing right here. This is helpful for me to get the next video out, which I'm excited to do. So I'm just control H'ing this into place right now. And then what I think I'm going to do is demolish this back to like maybe here and then rebuild it. Why does it look so bad? That looks terrible in that light for a second. Hey, Philip just sent me an email about some freelancing stuff. Andy, I'm gonna be upfront with you and say that I have been incredibly behind on basically every email right now because of Finland and trying to get things ready, and also the start of the school year for my kids. So you might need to remind me if you're sending me an email, anyone sending me an email right now about anything. I'm slow, and it's not a personal thing. I feel a little bit overwhelmed. So please forgive me. That's basically what I'm trying to say is please forgive me. How long am I staying in Finland? I'm not long enough. So I am leaving on Tuesday and I get back on Saturday. So a day of that is going to be basically reacclimating from a time standpoint. So I mentioned this, the presidential debate is when I'm on my flight, and you better believe, I mean, I'm clearly, I feel like most planners are interested in politics. I don't want to talk about it here because it doesn't really matter how I feel to most people. But I'm interested and I want to watch that. So I will be watching that on the flight, which means I'm probably not going to sleep a ton. So yeah, the first day is basically there to give myself the ability to acclimate to Finland time. So yeah. Oh, Tiger Tails, you didn't miss. We just started. You're good. You're here. You're here. Uh, is there internet on my flight? When I went to Greece, there was internet on my flight. There was not just internet, there was also cable TV. So I'm hoping that that's the case. And I mean, I guess, I don't know if there's football too. If there's football, even if it's a team I don't care about, I'm playing fantasy like many people. I'd wanna check that out as well. Thought it was, well, yeah, okay. It was not cable. Hero, whoa, you're right. It probably wasn't cable. But yeah, that is something I hope to do. So yeah, it's gonna be a tiring experience, but one that I can't wait for. Which airline? It's a mixture of airlines. I have multiple flights, so I fly out of Madison and then to Chicago, from Chicago to Frankfurt, and then Frankfurt to Helsinki. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, I think I might be flying with Toady out of Frankfurt. So that's something I'm hoping. I'd love to hang out with Toady if I could. The good old Chicago shuffle. Yeah, it's gonna be. If you've never flown out of Chicago, especially on a connector, it's a quite harrowing experience. So I have 50 minutes in between my flights, and O'Hare is massive. So every time that I've had this, I've had to run as quickly as possible. But flying out of Madison is so great. Someone's at the door. Well, too bad for them. You hate O'Hare? O'Hare's fine. Just missed it. What's in Finland? Paradox and Colossal Order invited a bunch of creators to come out. Not just content creators, but also asset creators and modders. I don't know why we're going, but I would be a fool to turn down a free trip to Finland, where I could meet some people that have only been usernames on the internet for me. So it's gonna be nice to be able to put a face to some of these people, and it's gonna be absolutely wonderful to be able to sit down, have a beer with them, get to know them on a personal level. It's gonna be weird knowing their names, you know. I'm guessing that we'll all just go by our usernames, but I've already told everyone my name is Phil. So, B. Squigelhausen, you think they're gonna kill us all? You know what? I think you might be right. What's a better way to redeem your game than to kill anyone who said anything negative? I think. Yeah. So it would be weird being called CPP in person. I think that would be, or planner, because I went to school with a bunch of planners. So like, worked with so many planners. Lots of people that are planner. I bet the only time I've been called planner in real life, it is not a positive thing. People say, planner. I know what you're up to. You're telling me what I can and cannot do with my property. What about Mr. Planner? I mean, I feel like that's like calling me sir. Like, are you trying to make me feel old? Like, yeah, I'm not as young as I used to be, but I don't want to be Mr. just yet. Can you imagine YoCPP? So if TwitchCon would have been that, TwitchCon is for sure not happening now. I forgot that my sister is going to be in town, and my sister comes first. So TwitchCon's not happening. We're going to a comedy show instead. But it will happen next year. But I have a feeling at TwitchCon there'll be some YoCPP. As long as it's not YoCCP, I'm good with that. Or YoCP, that's also not okay. So yeah. CPP Phil, Lord Planner. I'll take that one. Yeah. My sister, my sister lives across the state, which might not seem like it's that big of a deal, but it also means that she's far enough that I don't get to see her all that often. Wisdom of the day, I'm not as young as I used to be. I'll tell you what, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the grays, apparently 38 for me is when my body wants to remind me that I am immortal and I will someday die. I'm starting to get a lot of white facial hair, but not like in a cool salt and pepper way. In a here's a 2-inch long nose hair. I'm sure you're really excited about that, Phil. Here it is. It's perfectly straight. Oh, you're part German? Here is some red facial hair. I bet you're gonna be really excited about that. It's also perfectly straight. And here's a bunch of white hair too. Enjoy. Yeah, I love it. It's, you know, that's the thing about being biracial is you get to learn about your other half in ways that you wouldn't expect to. White hairs are a sign of wisdom. I like that, Alex. I like that a lot. Vainglorious, good to see you in here, buddy. Nothing reminds you that you're mortal like your first white and gray. Yeah, but you know, perhaps. You're turning 34 and you can tell you're not in your 20s anymore. I do feel like things just kind of start to hurt, but I still feel young. I remember as a kid, like my parents had me. I think I've said this before. They had me when they were very young. And I used to think that, oh my goodness. Because my dad was 20 when he had me. My mom was 18. And I remember thinking, man, they're so old. They're in their 30s. I had my kids when I was pushing 30 and one when I was 30. And I feel old. It's a different thing. It's a different thing. You have a few gray hairs since you're 20. So some people, it happens fast to them. For me, it's been late, but they're coming in and they're coming in. It wouldn't bother me if they didn't grow faster and straighter than my other hairs. I wouldn't care then. Wait till I hit my 50s. I have a feeling I'm gonna be the guy that is completely stark white, like complete stark white hair. Your wife's biracial and she gets the fun random gray and red hairs too. She hates it. I'm glad I'm not alone. I mean, that's the thing. Like I can't ask my dad, like, how was it for you? Different experience for him. Got your first grays when you turned 40. You look like the Bride of Frankenstein. Well, I'm on my way. I'll be joining you in short order. Keeper of compulsory pipes underneath the road to respect the topography. That the greetings should be extensive. If I were a lord, yes. 28 and a half gray already. That's the way to do it. Just so you guys are all aware and up to speed on where we're at. We are currently 14 minutes in, and it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. It's looking like we're gonna be in the same spot. Give me 1 second. I don't have Discord up, and I fear I'm getting some messages. 44 no grays, no thinning. Although you're First Nations, you don't age, so you don't age well. Well, I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna age well or not. We're gonna have to see. Am I gonna grow my city more today? Not today. Well, yes. Yes. Do you guys want to know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave. Let's see. I feel like I always start out with Twitch first. I think we're gonna start out with YouTube first. I'm gonna ask YouTube, and I'm gonna go through some of this activity because I missed a whole bunch. But I should probably poll you guys correctly because I'm trying to throw in Twitch commands into YouTube. Do you want to know what the next episode is about? Yes or no? I'll give you a couple seconds. Let's see. Oh my goodness, I've missed so much. Miss Moon Mage, thank you so much for the biddies. But I got you. I'm gonna thank you again. The Bungo, thank you for the prime. Sinuru, thank you for the super chat. Just started studying occupational therapy at the university. I'm guessing that is in Finland. Lule Technical University. Everyone should have access to a park. Love your work. Learn so much. Thank you so much. Everyone should have access to a park. Dimitros, thank you so much for the super chat. You have an idea on how to help the homeless? Just build this. You don't know what they were thinking, but you heard them ask for spaghetti? Hold on. We will take a look at this. Well, we're waiting right now. Build this. While we're zooming to that, Planner Duck, I know you're not here, but I'm going to thank you again for the gifties all over the place. Mystery Mayhem, thank you so much. Let's see. This is what we're supposed to take a look at. What I'm seeing right here, I don't even know where we're at. I didn't look. Oh, there's an airport. You're gonna get some spaghetti by an airport. Also, holy cow. Talk about highways. Are we in Toronto? I feel like I've heard some Toronto stories about their epic highways. Let's see. Places. Yeah, it's Toronto. What they were thinking here is one more lane, bro. Just one more lane, and they'll finally solve traffic. So yeah. Stay off the 405 in LA, or is there a 40? Wait, you guys have a 405 in Toronto as well? That's hilarious. Let's see. Little Ben, thank you for the prime. TNT Gamers, thank you so much for the sub. Arturo, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs over on YouTube. Appreciate you. Oh, I see that Tigon got one. Love it. Tygon, sorry. Tyrannosaurus Rick, thank you so much for the prime. TNT, thank you for the super chat as well. Big fan, just wanted to tell you that I'm trying to send you my city. Can you give me a link again, please? It is on the community tab. Give me 1 second. I'm going to minimize that again. 1 second. I will give you that link. I think I know it off the top of my head, but I'm gonna get it wrong. Okay, everyone, that is the link. So if you want to send me a city for city tips, that's where to do it. Laten, thank you so much for the prime. Greg, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you so much. TNT Gamers, you are the best City Skylines YouTuber. That is not true, but thank you. Appreciate you. Lots of great YouTubers out there. So many, all bring different things to the table. Can't wait to meet some of them. I've already told you guys who's my favorite. This is a lot of people's favorite. $2.20. Cowboys Skid, thank you so much for the prime. Mana's Hunter, thank you so much for the prime. Amazing Girl, thank you so much for the tier 1. Popcorn, thank you for the tier 1. Your favorite thing about cities patch notes is that some of it can be read as actual issues local governments think about. That's true. That is true. And much like city government, sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. You have to go back to the drawing board and try again. Myra, thank you so much for becoming an associate planner on YouTube. DQ, thank you so much for the super chat. Watching as you take a break from a review of a new plan development at work. You're an assistant town planner in Tennessee, and you started playing City Skylines 2 just last week, and my videos have helped. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing your work. That's I've looked at plan developments. They're always interesting. Some are great. Sometimes those development agreements have some interesting stuff in there. The phasing too. Kinsai, thank you so much for the prime. CPP, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. I am the one who knocks. Thank you so much for the tier 1. Good to see you in here. Onro, thank you so much for 3 months of prime. Hope all is well and have a good weekend. Thank you so much. Duck Moose, thank you so much for 9 months of prime. Jay Collins, thank you for the prime. And Joint DK, thank you for the biddies. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Boston's the worst city to drive in. I've not visited Boston, but I really want to. Okay, so let's see. You guys were voting. You guys, 81% says yes over on YouTube. So what we're going to do in the next episode so I'm going to add a frontage road right here, an interchange right here. Underneath the interchange, we're going to have tram depot. Then we're going to have a custom road on that frontage road that brings our tram up along the water. And then it's going to come down here and probably over here and interface with our train over here and really serve this entire community really well. That is going to bring us to this area. And the build after that, what I want to do is start to redevelop some of this area and bring it into the city as this city begins to really become a juggernaut that consumes a whole bunch of land. So the idea there is going to be that the airport is going to need employees. So we end up developing a whole bunch of land and starting to bring some of this land into the city. Maybe not all of it, maybe some of it, but we'll have to see. So that's kind of where I'm at with that, chat. So yes, the trams. So as soon as we're done here, I'm going to switch gears and we're going to start working on the tram build. So that's why the stream will go as long as it has to. We have to have it fixed before I can record that, because the last thing I want to do is build the tram system and then have the build explode. Good evening from France. Oh, thank you for being here. Thank you for hosting the Olympics and now the Paralympics. Thank you for being here. Give you a bus that goes. Oh, that's not for me. Hey CPP, can you give a shout out to your good lady? I don't want to screw up the name. Miari. I'm a bit of a celebrity in your house. She's excited to be watching you live from Scotland. Well, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Dion. Hopefully you and Miari are having a good one. Or is it Mary? I want to know if I'm screwing up. You worked on the Olympics opening ceremony crew on TV. LaDon, that's amazing. That is awesome. Sky Harbor Airport gives you some major driving anxiety. As someone who drove in Sky Harbor this year, agreed. I did not enjoy that. I did enjoy the train in between the rental car and Sky Harbor. Lots of asphalt though, ridiculous amount. Hello, German in Portugal. Go Pack Go. I like your style. You also know what I'm up to today. Are there any Brazilians in here that are going to watch the Packer game? I'm excited about that. I love seeing it. I love all the Packer. Yeah, yep. Got some Brazilians doing it. Love it. I love your content. Me and my wife play CS2 religiously. Always get planning tips from you. Thank you. I hope to not be doing stuff like this soon. And be just building things that I want to build. Okay. We're 23 minutes in. However, I'm gonna let you guys on Twitch determine if we go the other few minutes or if we just do it. Okay, hold on. Poll. Should we just toggle the switch and see what happens? Yes or no? All right, Twitch, you got 1 minute. Do your worst. Jared Goff is the number 1 QB in the NFC North. That is ridiculous. Everyone knows that Jordan Love is the best. That is blasphemy. I need to figure out the Kodiak style timeouts. And when someone says nonsense like that, they get a quick timeout. Let's see. So YouTube, it's 82% of the people so far are saying, or not the people, the votes right now are saying we just move forward. Reasonably, it's gone up. Where we were at, we started at what, 1,700, something like that. Now we're up to 3,000, and this one we definitely started out in the 700s, and we're up to 2,500 now. So this is what Magnolia County is experiencing. This is why my video said this patch doesn't work. because this was my experience. So yeah, I can be objective. Goff is probably the best. I can be objective and say that Goff is a third-tier quarterback. He's lucky he's starting. He's a game manager. He's like Brock Purdy. He's fine. He's not going to make your team special, but he won't screw things up. That's what he is. That's what he is. All right. It's a yes. Yes, we're up to 3,000 now. So let's just do it. We're going to toggle. We'll flick the switch. Now, what stinks about this is it means that I'm going to need to do this every time I load in until this issue is solved. But look at that. Boom. Everything plummets. We already lost some of our adults here. Going home. One's going. Look at that. They're just piecing out as quickly as they got here, and everything's starting to look fine. Our homeless here is still pretty high here, so they're not being counted. But yeah, big changes. Oh, that felt bad, that autosave. So I think the big thing is this corner in particular should turn into an absolute nightmare. We'll probably need to add additional buses to handle it. Let's look. Where's one at? Was this one? Yeah, this is one at the Fatty Bite. 2. Also walking over here. 3. On the bus already. Going to Snafu Insurance. Cool. Don't know why. Seems very strange to me, but okay. Oh, wait. Snafu has a house now. So, cool. All right, not Snafu. Number 3 has a house. So we'll stop following 3. 3 is no longer a problem. So there we go. Yeah. 3 wasn't homeless. So these 2 are. And now on a bus. So hopefully they're leaving town. I actually don't know where they're going. We just have their employer. It says they're going home. But without a home, I assume they're leaving town. Are we still submitting 8 times speed? It's down to less than 1. So that's a good thing. That's what we want to see. Let's follow them for a minute. The homeless switch is what they use for the LA Olympics too. I'm pretty sure. I've heard that there are some new laws in place that are gonna make homelessness interesting in California. I mean, reasonably, I think that the biggest problem in California is probably mental health, and there needs to be more done about that. I mean, homelessness in general. A lot of times it's mental health issues, and there's never any funding for that. And even, I've worked on these sorts of issues in my planning career, and tiny homes was one of the solutions that someone came up with. Trying to plan for a shelter is a disaster. I mean, no one wants it located anywhere near them, so it ends up being in a place where it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's a mess. But I feel like rather than solving the problem, what ends up happening oftentimes is you end up treating the symptoms. It's like a cold. It'd be great if we had a solution to stop a cold, but rather than solving the cold, we treat for the symptoms. So yeah, housing, the cost of housing is a big part of it too. I mean, but the cost of housing has gotten insane over the last little while, and things have gotten exponentially worse. But a lot of it is mental health as well. And if you're not solving that, I mean, I don't know. Even if you were to give away free housing to everybody, there's still going to be some people who are not going to be. That's not going to be the solution for them. These solutions are cheaper in the short term, more expensive in the long term. Absolutely. The other thing, this is me being cynical. Mental health doesn't get a ribbon cutting. You can't point to something that you did and have a quick solution. So it's certainly politically expedient to be able to have a ribbon cutting and say, I built this thing, this piece of infrastructure, and that piece of infrastructure has caused this change to occur, which, you know, again, probably a cynical take, but I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna bump up the number of buses that we have on these. Anything with over 100% utilization, I'm just gonna throw a couple buses on too. This is what we just did. Peace, CP. Peace. Have a good one. Cons of politicians, they only care about short-term fixes. I mean, so that's I won't fault any individual politician for that. I think it's kind of the rewards that a political system is set up to have. You know, I mean, if you are going to be elected, like think about some politicians, if you're a congressperson, or in some cases if you're if you're on a city council, maybe you're getting elected every 2 years. And if you're being elected every 2 years, if you want to be reelected, keep doing the same bus line. If you want to be reelected, you have to prove that you're doing something. And it's difficult to prove that if what you're trying to do is a long-term solution. So it is the rewards, like part of it is the reward system that we have set up, you know, and it's like that all over the place, because otherwise, how are things representative if you don't have frequent elections? It's a tough thing. It's not an easy fix. It's tough. Look at that bus going. Is he speeding? I think he was. You've been unemployed for 6 years due to PTSD. You started working again last month. You're finally feeling better. That's great. Damook. Well, I'm happy to hear it. That is really tough. I've got some friends who have that as well, and feel for them. The link between air and noise pollution and mental health is unquestionable, yet little gets done about it. Asylum seekers here in your town in Germany are being housed in the area of the city with the worst pollution. You worry for their future? I mean, that's kind of like the links between cancer and being close to an airport. You know, like, they're undeniable, but people deny them. Which one of them left? Oh, we lost one. I love it. All right, one is gone. So now we're down to just two. And two is on a train. Stuck. We do have our extra long trains in here. I love that too. Okay. You guys see what's happening? So we toggled that switch, and the exact resolution that I would have expected to see with the patch is occurring. People aren't disappearing. They're not stuck anymore, and they're able to leave town. So this is not a permanent solution. I don't know what to do. It seems like this is what we had to do. So I think the build is going to be fine. We've already lost 1,000 homeless citizens at this point, and it's because they're leaving town. So, yeah. Looks like there's some spiciness in chat and on Twitch, and I will say, don't attack other chatters. That's a quick way to get moderated right out of the chat. Don't do that, please. Gotta be nice. Gotta be nice. We're being respectful. We can talk about tough topics and be respectful to one another. One of the reasons I will tell you, one of the reasons I don't talk about partisan politics. I'll talk about issues, but I won't talk about politics, is because I feel like so often in the world, we add a label to ourselves and then immediately tune out someone with a different label. And that is not the right approach ever. Everyone has a valid viewpoint. You have to listen to them. There are some things that are never valid, but everyone has a different lived experience. And I think that you should listen and try to try to understand it, empathize, and realize that, you know, you got to reach consensus. So yelling at people, saying that they're wrong, like, come on, man. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You learn a lot from people with different opinions than your own. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. That one guy was following, did find a home. Yeah, we're out of followed citizens. We've got to find some more. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure the best place to look at this point. Tennis courts always seem to be good. Oh my goodness. Do you see that? We'll follow you. I don't know why the tents are gone. Let's see. Olivia, she's a teen. Wait, where are you going? Where are you going? David Taylor. I have a sneaking suspicion that we're gonna find David Taylor going home. They're sleeping standing up. They are. If you want to see one of the creepiest things in the game, it is the people standing up like they're hosts in Westworld, just chilling in parks. I was seeing it. So in my version where I had 30,000 homeless, it was just they were lining streets, just standing up, completely upright, just staring like this. That's creepy. Like, it's creepy. It's almost as creepy as the guy with 9 dogs taking them to work. Yeah, NPC things. I do wonder where this guy's going though. There's not really much over here for transit. So maybe going to another park. About to find out. Is the map editor still in beta? Yeah, it is. Oh, getting on a bus. I love it. Love to see it. The Westworld hosts. I love Westworld. Westworld was one of my favorite TV shows. I hated what happened to it. Hated it. I season 1 and 2 of Westworld were some of the finest TV ever created, in my opinion. And then they jumped the shark in season 3, and 4 was an absolute cluster. And to leave it on a cliffhanger, but try to resolve it, I thought was disrespectful. Made it seem like there was gonna be another season. You, on the nerdy side, you only watched season 1 and you stand by that decision. If you only watched season 1, you had a nice conclusion. And you got to see Anthony Hopkins. I mean, there are few actors that are finer than Anthony Hopkins, and in that role he was just brilliant. So yeah, it's great. Good TV, no regrets. I only regret keeping my HBO subscription as a result of it. 3 was hot and 4 was blah. It was, yeah, exactly. The original Westworld movie was mind-blowing when you were a kid. Tiger, I've never seen it. Is it worth seeing now, or is it just too old at this point? Aaron, you did catch a stream. We're following. Oh no. So this is part of the bug. So David decided to go to work, which apparently he only had to go to work for about 30 seconds. Not even 10 seconds. He spends most of his day commuting back and forth between Carpco and his tennis court. He's wealthy, but he only has to go to work just to like punch the clock. Maybe he's stealing from his employer and he's actually going in and he punched the clock. Now he's gonna go play tennis for a while, and then he'll come back to punch out for the day. Because think about it, the amount of time that David's over here spending on transit versus actually going to work. It's crazy. Makes sense why he's homeless. He's homeless because he's only spending 30 seconds a day at work. We're out of vehicles for the buses, so I'll have to resolve that. And funny enough, there used to be a bus depot over here, and when the Economy 2.0 patch came out, we Thanos snapped that thing out of existence because we couldn't afford it. That's why the pavements right here the grass just ends. So I'm gonna make that change over here. Also got a bunch of dead people. Might need to keep an eye out on that. Embezzlement simulator. You'd love to see me play Roller Coaster Tycoon? Never say never. I am very curious about this. But it has seemed like recently when I play games that are not Skylines, they do better than the videos that are Skylines, which I don't personally understand. But I enjoy making them. So there will probably be more of them. I guess I'm trying to figure out if that's something you guys want to see more of. But if I do that, it's not going to just be new games. It'll be old games as well. The real question is CPP drowning guess like a true RTC player? I mean, I've never played it. So if you're telling me that is the way to be successful, is to drown the people who visit my park, then clearly I'm going to do what is necessary. You love Skylines, but you'll make cool videos all around. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to branch out more, just reasonably. I feel like I'm being told that I should. Every time I put out a video that is not Skylines, and it gets 500,000 views in a week, that to me means that I probably should be making more videos like that. Let's see. Vehicles in use. We're gonna pay attention to that for a minute. Curious, how does City Planner play old school CNC? CNC. I've not used that terminology. What is that? Command and Conquer? I do not. Probably poorly though. More Timberborn? So I am totally in favor of more Timberborn. So just one thing I'm thinking about after I get back from Finland, obviously we'll have another Skylines video. I'm thinking about a short run series. So here's what I'm thinking with when I sprinkle in other videos. I think where I've screwed up in the past is rather than just doing it and like committing to it for a week, I would try to sprinkle them in, and then like it kind of starts to drag out. I think what I'm gonna do is if I do a Timberborn series or Manor Lords, I think is the one that I probably want to do another series of. I'm just gonna go like 6 in a row and kick the videos out in 2 weeks, so you guys get to watch the whole thing all at once. The Transport Fever 2, if I do that one, it's gonna be again the same thing. I want to do them all at once. Crush an RCE challenge, maybe. What happened to the Soviet City Builder game? I got one more video planned for it. So the way that I've been doing this, the reason why I think I need to do it the way that I'm talking about right now is other things end up on my radar and I end up focusing on that. So I've got one more workers and resources video, and when am I going to do that? I'm not sure. I just need to finish it. Sounds like a good plan all at once. I appreciate that, Kabraska. So yeah, that's the game plan. Retro SimCity 4 series, probably if I do a Retro SimCity 4 series, it's probably on stream. I don't know. So I don't know about you guys. The thing that makes me uncomfortable about doing a Retro SimCity 4 series is that I have such positive memories of the game, but I don't think... I'm going to redevelop a little bit right here. I don't think that it's going to hold up. Basically, my fear is that I'm going to play SimCity and I'm going to be very frustrated because in the little bit of time that I did play it most recently, I felt like it wasn't what I remembered, because modern gaming is just so much better. Just bluntly. +1 for RimWorld. I've been lurking on Kodiak the Kodiak playing RimWorld, and it seems like he's just been absolutely having a blast with it. So that does make me want to do it. And do I have RimWorld? I can do letters. I do not have RimWorld. So I should pick that up. Although another game I've wanted to play for a while is, so Furthest Frontier. I had a video for that and I lost it. Where is it? Where is it? Ostrip. That's another one I want to play. I've been meaning to play that one. I just haven't. So I'll probably, that's another one that I'll probably do a video about. Stardew Valley. Well, I did leave you in the lurch. That said, we kind of, you guys kind of terrorized me in Stardew Valley. I don't know if you remember that or not. I allowed you guys to go ham and just absolutely go crazy on stream with me. So I feel like if we're gonna do that again, I almost need a new save. CS2 is so good now, better than CS1. Johnny Ray. So here's the thing. Even as frustrated as I am with the patch that we just got, I completely agree with you. I really enjoy CS2. And I struggle to play CS1 now. Like I know that I keep getting questions like, am I going to when am I going to get back to Clearwater County or Nicolay Bay? I'm gonna finish it because I don't want to be a creator that doesn't finish things. I don't want to give a timeline to it. It's just gonna be when I feel the inspiration to do so. But I don't enjoy playing CS1 the way I used to anymore. That, like, when I see the player count on Cities 2 versus Cities 1, and you see that the count goes down all the time on CS, on both of them, honestly. I think it's because if you've played CS2, it's probably made CS1 feel dated to you. Yet, for some people, assets it's too big to overlook the lack of asset support, or a variety of things. All the bugs. I mean, I get it. Like, the bugs are really frustrating. So yeah, I'm one of those people though that has really struggled to get back into CS1 after CS2 came out. The Road Builder tool, honestly, it's a variety of things. It didn't feel old to me until this game came out, and now it feels old. And I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I think that Colossal Order and Paradox probably didn't realize that was going to be the net result of releasing probably a bit earlier than they should have. And by that, I think that a bit's probably being generous, but Oh, Biffa's in here. Good to see you, Biffa. It seems like Paradox runs into this with all their games. Crusader Kings 2. So I've honestly, I've got some of their other games. I haven't played them. This is the only Paradox game that I've played in any serious way. CS2 will have many amazing assets over time. CS2 feels modern. Yeah, exactly. So it makes it really difficult for me to want to go back and play a bunch. So like, I've had people ask, am I going to make a brand new city in CS1? Nah. The only new city I will make in CS1 is, I want to have another crowd control stream. And crowd control is not available yet for CS2. So when we do that, and it's probably going to happen during the subathon for the 1 year on Twitch, during that, we'll probably do it. And that'll be a new city. I just need to make sure that the camera's not jerking around like it was last time. I want to be able to actually compete because it felt like a competition, and I like that about it. Am I going to do anything with the retention pond? You saw some comments about it in the YouTube video. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Hold on. This is the pregame for 33 as we wait. I'm not sure if our numbers are still going down. So I think 700 is where we were at prior to flicking the switch over here. I'm gonna wait till the simulation speed improves to call it. So yeah, we could play with the retention pond. I know a lot of people were, there was a lot of controversy about that. So I actually cut out. I probably did the video a disservice if I'm being honest. As I was making my final edits, first of all, it's empty. That's hilarious. That mod not make it back into my list. No, it's here. I screwed something up. So I was gonna mention basically that some basically overzealous engineer decided to put this all the way around here, and I was gonna make it deeper so that we were capturing more water. So basically, whenever you build a stormwater retention pond, the goal is, I mean, you could have a goal of it being pretty and being able to kayak or be a natural feature, but the goal is you want to be able to retain a certain number of gallons of water or liters of water. So you have that calculation, and let's say that this pond is supposed to capture water for a 500-year flood. So you come up with what the average 500-year flood event would be, and you'd have a certain number of gallons of water that you would expect this to hold so as not to flood this area. So you come up with that calculation, and there's two ways that you can reach that goal. You can make the pond super wide, which would make it great for recreation, or you can make it super deep, which would make it super amazing for storing water. So the goal for this one was for this one to be super deep to make it great for storing water, even though it's not a necessary mechanic in the game. I haven't used the mod for that just yet. So that was the goal here. Yeah. Would I ever consider satisfactory? I haven't. I purchased it. I'd play it. Deep is dangerous. It is. That's why we have fence. That's why we have railing all the way around here. All new built developments in Phoenix are required to have retention ponds. Most developers make small parks out of them. Yeah. So I've had it happen where most of the time, you're right. That's what they'll do is they'll make a park out of it. They'll turn it into an amenity. They can't develop it anyway. They might as well make it something that draws people into their neighborhood. But I've also seen it happen where it's a small piece of property. And so, okay. Let's imagine that the township of Superior Heights is being developed, and a developer has this entire chunk of land. Well, this isn't flat, but let's pretend it's flat as well. A developer is going to have a certain amount of stormwater for this entire development. So they could, in theory, say, you know what? I'm going to develop everything to the left of this road line right here. And we'll worry about the stormwater until the end. Depending on what the city says, they might be able to do that. So then they sell off this chunk to someone else after they've already had this, the plans for this approved. And now all of a sudden, this entire area, if you wanted to have a 5-foot deep pond, would need to be pond. Alternatively, you could build a 20-foot deep pond that is like a third of this property, and now you can still build something here. So those are realistic situations that people have to deal with. So yeah, Satisfactory is going 1.0 on the 10th. I feel like I should play it then. I feel like I have it in here. I should play it. Am I going to make a European city in CS2? I mean, I generally say build what you know. That said, I'm going to Finland. Maybe I'll make a Finnish city at some point. We'll see. $2.20 is amazing. I hope you get to meet up and make a video together. $2.20 is going to be there, and if he'll be involved, absolutely, I'd love it. Like I've said, anyone who wants to join in, it'll be like part of it's gonna be the video, part of it's gonna be a stream. So there will be a stream next week, live from Finland, and yeah, you'll be able to see me and whoever else wants to join. You say finish the city? Yes. It's funny. We're still dropping right here. You see this? We've dropped another 100, but it's slow going. Let's see. What is Olive doing? Olive is still a host. What are you doing, Olive? I don't know if this is a good solution, chat. I know Olive likes her residence here. She's wealthy, living at the tennis courts. I could delete the tennis courts and replace them and see if that gets Olive to leave. What do you guys think? What is unemployment to now? 7.4%. I could add a little bit in the industrial park. That's honestly, I mean, that's not great, but it's not terrible. Our population is kind of hovering around 80 still. What do you guys think? Me and $2.20 should do something together like a build challenge. Fluffy, $2.20 and I build so differently. I don't think that it would make a ton of sense. That's one of the reasons I love watching $2.20 is I don't build the way that he does. And I can't think about builds that way. I think what I feel like $2.20 is constantly painting beautiful paintings. And I love to watch them, but that's not how I play. Am I still feeding my citizens raw ingredient workers and resources? Yeah. What homeless rate would be unacceptable or realistic? Or acceptable or realistic? So that was a question that we asked in the last stream. Someone said that it was in real life, it was 19.5 or something like that per 10,000. So yeah, it's pretty low. Why does this game lag on a GTX 6550? I mean, it's a GPU heavy game. Oh, the number dropped again. Another 100. How do you have a stepped key in CS2? That's tough. That's a tough one. Do I watch? How do I say Arcuus? I've watched some videos. I mean, they're focusing mostly on CS1, which I like. I appreciate the urban planning. There's some urban planning in that content that I really appreciate watching, but probably less than other creators. It's also a very CPU heavy game. It is. Only graphics and GPU related to the game. The simulation is done on the CPU. If you have a CPU with a lot of threads, the game will run better. Yes. That said, if you do not have a good CPU GPU pairing, you will bottleneck one of them. So, absolutely, if you have a lower powered GPU, you will bottleneck there. Which, don't get me started. It doesn't feel like you should be, in my humble opinion. The graphics in this game are good, but I mean, this isn't Cyberpunk or something. I don't understand why we end up with a big GPU bottleneck, especially if the simulation's not occurring on the GPU. But I've digressed. So I've thought about it. I am going to build a little bit. We have a little bit of unemployment. So I think I'm going to build a small extension of our industrial park, and I will summarize this in the video. It'll be fun. How do you know how good your CPU is? I mean, you can look at your go into your task manager, or go like this. Go into your task manager, and actually, I shouldn't be showing an example. Go into your task manager. You should be able to see your CPU, get information. I don't know if you're running Windows 10 or Windows 11, and I don't even know, based on some of the videos that have been coming out about Windows 11, if that's going to be half their problem too. But either way, look in there. You should be able to see information about your PC, such as the amount of RAM that you have and your CPU, and you can check that out there. But just generally, kind of knowing how old your computer is, if you have a 10-year-old machine, you're probably going to struggle to play this game. Your machine probably, depending on, I mean, if it was a gaming machine, and you're running like a, you know, I don't know, like a 1080 or something like that, you're probably fine. But my guess is if you don't know that you are, you probably aren't. Do Sims prefer the paths over sidewalks? I don't believe so. Maybe they do. Actually, going on a dog walk on the paths. So that's great. Looks like they're choosing the paths over the sidewalk. So yeah, maybe. Presumably you could go faster, but I don't really know any. Well, wait. Can we figure it out with this? So I have the speed limit editor. I can't use it on paths, and I can't use it on sidewalks. So I don't really know what the speed is, but I would presume maybe this is like workers and resources, where different path types have different speeds. Maybe you can walk slightly faster on a path, but I don't really know. It's all speculation. CS2 isn't optimized at all. Slapped together. Here people go play and yeah. Well, I feel like it definitely needs. I mean, I saw the same Gamers Nexus video that many people did. What does optimization really mean? Yeah, I would agree that there are many things about the game, and they actually said that this is not a well optimized game. Yeah, there's clearly a lot that's not right. I mean, I think the one thing that bothers me the most is the flickering of the shadows. It's always been a thing. It is exceptional in this game. But it's like that in City Skylines 1 too. And of course, as I bring it up, it's not going to show any examples. But sometimes when you get the right camera lighting, it just flickers like crazy, and it drives me insane. And it's gonna make a liar out of me. Kind of like this homeless fix is, as the number starts creeping up again. The road shadows are terrible, yeah. So that one you can fix by turning it down to low, but then you lose other shadows that make the game feel like it has depth. Okay, now we're at 8.1%, so unemployment is creeping up, so maybe that's part of it. You just wish that the DLSS smearing, they'd fix that. You could fix that yourself. I don't know if I have the hard drive in here. Let's see. I actually just replaced this. I had to verify my files. But if you get, I don't know if we're going to have all the information in here about it. Yeah, this version of DLSS, this is 2.5.1.0, and you drop this in your main City Skylines directory, all the smearing will go away. I currently have DLSS on, and I bet you guys could not tell, but it's on. So yeah, I'm currently using DLSS. So the question about whether I'm using TAA, DLSS. What do I miss about CS1? I think the main thing that I miss is probably what most people miss. I feel like in CS1, things just for the most part made sense. And when they didn't make sense, they didn't make sense in ways that I found to be predictable. So many times in this game, I just don't understand why something is happening. Something that seems like it should be super obvious. And to me, that's just bugs. So City Skylines 1, like it was not bug free. It's not bug free right now. There's a lot of problems with it. But I feel like the problems were more acceptable and I understood them. And I miss that. If I miss anything from Cities 1, that was it. 8 hours of continuous simulation. That's another one. I could sim without crashing. I actually, it's funny you mentioned that, Melissa. I tried, I tried to let this run overnight one more time. And if it was going to resolve itself, I was going to just like call it a day. And I crashed. And because I had my settings reset recently, I didn't have autosave on. So the whole endeavor was a failure, which just, it feels very fitting. That's all I'm going to say. It just feels fitting. Park life was great. I do miss park life. I think, and I kind of hinted at this, and actually I didn't hint at it. In my video, I think the thing that I thought was going to be happening that hasn't happened yet, that I hope does happen, and I saw some people have different controversial takes. I'd be interested in knowing how you guys feel. I was really hoping that this game would bring park life, but to regular parks with functionality. So I really want, when you place a bench, I want someone to go up and use it. That's what I really want. I just want it to, like, when people say that their city doesn't feel alive, to me, that is what it means. Like, I should be able to have someone sit at a bench when I place a food stall. I want to see people go up and use it. For sure. Yeah. Feels like good things to talk about in Finland. Oh, you better believe that I'm going to make them regret inviting me. I'm going to Finland with an agenda. And I will talk about all of the things. In fact, if there are things, I know that there's going to be a session where I can talk with Colossal Order and Paradox about the game. What do you guys want me to talk about with them? I mean, this isn't just, like, it's cool that I get to go, but what kinds of, if there was one thing that you want me to discuss with them to represent you, what is that thing? Traffic AI? Oh, for sure. Oh, whoops. Bicycles? Yes. Mod support in different languages than C++. Ooh, that one's probably tough, but I can bring it up. Council? Bike lanes? Collision? Oh my goodness. I'm already talking collision. I'm leading that train. Potentially right off a cliff. Please talk about bicycles. I will talk about bicycles. So I talked about bicycles in my other meeting with them. And, you know, basically how I've said it's a whole mode of transportation. You can't just not have bicycles. That doesn't make sense. What am I doing here? FPS, sim speed, GPU utilization. So I mean, that's basically all. You know, I mentioned I didn't want to use this word, but I will. Optimization. We talk about that. Council. I will see. I have a feeling they're not going to say a darn word about console, but if you're a console player, you should be looking at the patch notes from the most recent patch, and you should be smiling, because every time I see them update controller support, that is a nod to console. They are working on it. It's very clear to me that they're working on it because I see that. Oh, I want a parallel road tool. That's what I really want, but for not just roads. You canceled Game Pass because each patch seemed to be create more issues. Can't continue your cities. Cities need to redo. I feel you there, man. I feel you there. That's the thing. Like at some point, you just want your new patch to not create any new issues. I got used to the ones I had. I don't need more. Might have missed the message earlier, but you think it's a solid point? Turbo DJ, what was the point? They should force you to make your rail gradient realistic. I would love that. I don't like how rail conforms to the ground. That doesn't make any sense. You love to see more traffic around the city, more pedestrians walking around. You love more dev diaries too. I do not want more dev diaries, if I'm being honest with you. I want them to just work. No chatter. Turbo DJ. Hold on, you don't have to. I forgot. I have magic powers now, and I can look at the chat history. I think they should also shut themselves in the foot with half-baked features, such as the prop menu. They could and should call features early access or beta, and have a public roadmap for the features, and include community voting. That's not a bad idea. I do think, like, it's frustrating that the map editor and Paradox mods are beta, but I do think, and here's what I still think. When I spoke with Colossal Order, and I asked them, I said, well, why? What about early access? Like, why? Like, I think people would be a lot more forgiving of the game if they had sold it for $10 cheaper early access, rather than selling an ultimate version day one and then delaying all the stuff. They said they're not into that, but I'll bring it up again because I do think huge unforced error. You change one thing. You can release the exact same thing you released, but you do it as early access, and everyone goes, oh my goodness, I'm so happy that I'm on the ground floor. I get to influence the development of this game. I get to really take ownership over what's happening here. I get to play it early. How cool is that? Even if it's broken, I accept it. That's fine. I get to play this thing before anyone else. You don't do that, and now people begin to despise your game, and you could potentially hurt the player base generally forever. And I know that I don't know how many people are in this camp, but I know that it seems to me that there are a group of people who will just legitimately never play this game, because even they could come out with a patch tomorrow called the patch that fixes literally everything, and there will be a number of people who say, I hate you guys, I'm never playing your game, you suck. So, and that they did that to themselves. They did that to themselves. They dug themselves a special, huge social capital hole, and it's going to take a long damn time to get themselves out of. Yeah, I think the thing that I think is the most unfortunate is I do think that they were kind of seen as like the cool developer, and over the years, I mean, I think that it's easy to forget about how amazing they have been over the years, giving free features, and like, even if you weren't buying the DLC, you get some pretty banging new features a couple of times a year, and you have all that goodwill and just to light it on fire. Like, it definitely sucks. How they fix that, I mean, I don't know. Remember No Man's Sky? Games can turn around. They can. And I think that one of the reasons why I said I don't want to see any dev diaries is for No Man's Sky, they turned it around by shutting the heck up and just doing it. And really reasonably, that's all that's needed. Like, I have a feeling, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think that if they came out with a patch that just like didn't have any issues, no problems, just worked, and it made dramatic improvements. I mean, look at what happened when they released the patch that came with a couple of new assets. We were all over the moon. A lot of people who were negative, I saw a lot of people who were very negative come back and say some very positive things. But you have to have a reason, like, So yeah, Four Palms. Yeah, like how they didn't see that that was going to be an absolute disaster. You know, like, and and when I say them, I mean that is 120% Paradox's fault. Like, did they just start selling video games yesterday? Like, to gate something that we had day one. Maybe we didn't have day one, but we had tropical environments, but something that came for free, to gate it behind DLC, just absolutely stupid, unfathomably stupid. And I will say that right before I see them, because I fully like that. Just not a very smart move. So whoever okayed that was not thinking about how it was going to be received. Why am I mixing industry with office so much? You never realized it was a thing? Because I want it to feel like I don't want this to be a heavy industrial area. And I guess I feel like when you mix in these sorts of things, rather than having a million smokestacks, you end up with supporting office buildings for the industrial. It's, to me, even though this is an office, it looks more like a light industrial building. So that's the main reason why I'm doing that. It's not because I think we actually need a bunch of offices in here. I mean, they do provide employment. That's helpful. But reasonably, I think they just look nicer. That's it. That's it. You never know where to place offices. I think that this is a solid way of doing it. I mean, look at this. This is an industrial building. This is an office building. Are you telling me that these are all that different looking? They have the same, they're a similar sort of use or an employment use. I think they have synergy with one another. So I think that's why I'm doing it. Yeah. You'd love the beachfront pack if it actually made use of the waterfront. I mean, talk about another unforced error though. I mean, like that, it didn't have to be like, let's not lose track of the fact that it didn't have to be called waterfront anything or beachfront anything. It could have just been an asset pack. So again, like, unforced error didn't have to be what they said it was. It wasn't. Like, yeah, like, yeah. Just one of those things where, like, I feel like eventually it could get there. Like, I think their communications could get there, but it's gonna take some work. Got to rebuild some of that trust. Oh, that is not the way I wanted it to be, but we're gonna roll with it. It'll be fine. So many great suggestions in chat on improving how schools work in CS2. Maybe it's just me. Really dislike having 30,000 people in elementary school and only six in high schools is even less better. I completely agree. I feel like the high school, I mean, the school mechanic in general doesn't make a lot of sense right now. So I would personally very much like, so what I don't understand is you go to elementary school twice as long, and everyone has to go. So obviously that's going to mean you don't have to have very many high schools, but the degree to how many fewer it is legitimately insane. See, I don't like it. Adults going to elementary school, is that happening? Speaking of adults doing things, we have this teen still at the tennis court. Still at the tennis court. I'm gonna add a couple more buildings over here. Let's see, our unemployment 7. I don't want to spam them. But I'm gonna add a few more. Heavy industrial, light industrial. Oh yes. So I have brought that up with them, that I thought that there should be, that it's strange to me that we got so many other industrial categories, but not, or so many other land use categories, but not light and heavy industrial. I'll bring it up again. That's a good one. Still a lot of features that were added to CS1, missing from CS2, like how to control zoning. Yeah, that is another good one. I brought that one up, and I don't know that I get the impression that they don't necessarily realize that some of those features are going to matter to us as much as they do. So I don't think it's bad to remind them. Maybe you could ask about tourism not working because of the lack of hotels. Oh, I think they've been hearing about that one. Yeah, that one's super frustrating. If you guys are unaware, this city actually has, or this county actually has tourists. Oddly enough, they don't do anything here. Oh, I screwed this up. We'll take a look. I kind of want to place a hotel or a motel and see how it works. I've never actually placed one. EA is the biggest perpetrator of walking away from features everyone loved in the next installment. I mean, to be fair, the model of selling DLC means that we're not going to get everything that we want. I think what I might have a different perspective on it than a lot of other people. I don't necessarily mind that not every feature was in here. My biggest concern was surrounding the organization of things, and I feel like they're already making mistakes. So my big concern was that things like this were going to happen. So now we have two different North American single family densities, and then you can click on this. Now we got 4 of them. So like, what happens as we add more of these content creator packs? Are we going to have 60 different architecture styles in this menu for single family, all of which have these little icons that really mean nothing to me? And I can't combine them. So like, I'd love to be able to hit control or shift or whatever and select multiple of these and say, all right, I'm making a district right here. This district right here is a mixture of North American and European low density housing. And I feel like they're already they're falling into the trap that they had with City Skylines 1 of not thinking ahead. And as a result, having a couple situations that don't make sense in here already. And I think that this menu right here, it's why I kind of went at it hard. Seeing that we have residential props with chairs, we have chairs right here. There are some chairs within the parks menu. Within the parks menu, there are actually no playground features. If you want the playgrounds, they're underneath residential, and these playgrounds are actually used in some of the park assets. So it's just, these are the sorts of things that, like, to me, if you have a shaky foundation, it gets worse over time and becomes more confusing. So I hope that those are the sorts of things, like, for me, that's what matters to me. So that's why I ask you guys what matters to you, because I think I'm a little bit crazy. And you guys don't, I mean, I'm not going to represent everyone in that way. You can't search it. Yeah, it makes it super frustrating. They'd have 3 DLC packs out right now if they haven't had so much unrest sound in the base game, and they know it. It was part of the roadmap, and it's the Ultimate Edition for purchase. They would. But here's the thing. I make content on this game, and I don't want to, as much as I want there to be additional stuff in the game, I don't want a DLC before the base game works. Because I think that half the problems in Magnolia County are related to bugs that they're trying to fix retroactively while also limping along people's saves. And that is something that they've done to themselves by releasing it when they did. So I would much rather than introducing another set of problems in a DLC that is only 50% working, just like get the game fixed first. I think they're doing themselves a favor and they're doing us a favor. UI is a ton of work to be honest. You bet they had one person make this feature because of the cost, I'm guessing that said. Yeah, I mean, no doubt. The thing is, the UI is really good. I like the UI. I just feel like it's organization. I mean, and I'm not going to tell you that I'm great at organization. I'm bad at it. You guys saw my server. My server's a disaster. It's a mess. Files all over the place. But it's also only a problem for me and my editor, not for everybody. So I feel like you have to find someone that has that skill. Hello, City Planner Plays from greetings from Germany. How am I? I am good. What is the weather like? The weather's been amazing. Today it's fall, which I love. It is colder than room temperature. It's 60 in Fahrenheit, which is a little bit cooler than room temperature. It's the coldest day that we've had in a long time. And when I leave, it's going to be summer again, ridiculously hot, because it always is. I didn't think I moved to Florida, but apparently I did. Ian, welcome. You have that there too, I see. It's still 99 there. Kraka, where are you at? If you don't mind me asking. 99 is ridiculous. It's already 100 in California at 11 a.m. Ugh. But it's dry heat for you guys. We got humidity that makes everything terrible. Turkey. Ugh. Already 99. So I assume it's dry in Turkey as well. 80s in Missouri. So when I leave for Finland, it's going to be cool. I'm very curious. So I've looked, and it looks like the entire time I'm in Finland, it's going to be cold or coolish. Basically, the day I'm having today. But I don't really know. And then rainy. And when I leave, we'll hit the 80s here again. Yes, we will have a European stream. I will stream from Europe. How could I not stream from Europe while I'm there? I feel like that'd be blasphemy. You guys would come out and with the pitchforks. Love the content. Thanks for the videos over the years. Thank you so much, Mitch. I appreciate that. I'm only able to do this because of your guys' support. So super, super appreciate it. 76 upstate South Carolina. Very nice. That sounds perfect. European friendly stream time so you can drink a beer, I see. I would join you, but I think my wife would take offense to that, and she's home now, so it's definitely a problem. Just got my coffee. Humidity in Georgia is disgusting. Come up north. The humidity is wonderful right now. It's gonna be terrible when we get your weather next week. 102 in Phoenix, but that's dry. That's lovely. I love the desert. It's one of my hopes. My wife and I have agreed that if either of our daughters ever move away and they'll have us in the same area as them, we will go. And if they go, like, I will be encouraging them to go to the desert, not because I hate Wisconsin, but because I love the desert. I love Wisconsin. And if for anyone who wants to move here, it's terrible. You don't want to be here. We'll keep the housing prices down. 57 in Ashland. Ashland is wonderful. Wonderful. Spent many days at the Black Cat. Black Cat coffee shop. Love it. Wisconsin has great craft beers. True, but lots of places have great craft beers now. You wouldn't call 102 lovely? I'll call it lovely in the shade. Michigan has the best craft beers. I was telling Kodiak this. I have a buddy who lives down the road from me who goes to Grand Rapids annually for a craft beer event. And he asked me to go, but it was too last minute. I couldn't do it this year. But next year I'm gonna go to Grand Rapids, Michigan with him and do the craft beer tour. I've heard such good things about Grand Rapids. Oh my goodness. We're right back there with our homeless population. That absolutely stinks. Absolutely stinks. In here though. Oh wait. Chat. What do I believe? Do you think I should believe the count in here? Built into the game? That's pretty close to what it was at the beginning. I think I feel good about that. Grand Rapids, Michigan and Ohio are both cool. Would the game lie? Tuxa Coconut, you're not going to ask me that for real, are you? Would the game lie? I think it might. Not. Oh, okay. Is it a lie if it's a mistake? That's that. Yeah, that's the household count. Household is 1.8 people. Is it? That'd be a little bit low, but yeah, point taken. Okay, chat. I'm wondering, can we force you out of your tennis court? Even though we'd cleaned up everything. Ooh, don't want to do that. I don't want just the decal. Okay, all of those are gone. I'll put them back now. And oh, shoot. Look at her. This is the problem. This is the bug. She doesn't have a path. Maybe she leaves, though. She's just standing there. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, after I place this park, she doesn't come back and say, thank you for bringing my home back. Okay. Such a beautiful site CPP's work, though. Thank you. Appreciate that. She's coming back. I mean, it seems like she's still hosting over here. Just enjoying this. So how many people are in her family? Oh my goodness. 8 people in this family. What is this person doing? They're working. So we clearly took their house at one point, and that's why Sasha's right there. Raymond's right here. There's Olive, Charles, Sydney, and Mason. The whole household was living here. That is wild. Absolutely wild. Castile? It's Castile, not Castle. Whoops. Castile. Delete them? Is that a sustainable solution, though? Yes, like I could go ahead and but I don't know that they're actually gone. So like, let's see, where's Sydney? You're gone. You know what? You're all gone. But here's the thing. We're still following someone in that family. Olivia Castile. Her family still exists. Now they're just missing. So I don't know what that means. Like, we got rid of all of them. Did we just create another issue? Like, now they're pointing to this place. If I get rid of this dog park. Like, what is the consequence of this? Let's find out. There he is. There's Mason. He came back. He was existing within the dog park. He teleported across the map, but he didn't go anywhere. So, I mean, I don't know that that is I don't think that that's a solution either. But okay. We brought the dog park back to the neighborhood. And now Mason's just gonna linger right here and be creepy. Cool. So yeah. That's where we're at. And the number's going up again. I don't know what's going on. It's super frustrating. Super frustrating. Trash can icon within the profile. Yeah, love it. We need an exorcist. What we need, and I don't think it's back. We need Bye Bye Homeless to come back. Yeah. It's still not back yet, I don't think. Let's see. Nope. Not back. First comment, we definitely still need this mod. The bug patch is bugged. It is. It is. And I understand I have a heavily modded game, but also this is not a mod problem. This is a pathfinding problem. And I don't want Mason over here to be unwell. I want Mason to leave. 100% agree about Bye Bye Homeless. The only thing I can think of, and I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, chat, let's one more thought experiment with this. The city doesn't appear to be dying, so I might accept a bit of this until it's resolved. Let's look at one thing. So we added the density here, wealthy, here we are at our low rent building and everyone's wealthy. Medium density, wealthy there. We're level 3.5. Yeah. So I mean I feel like that's half the problem too. So what is the rent of this? We have the mod that gives us the rent. $4 a month to live here. As opposed to this one, which is $2,400 per month to live here. $4. They made the rent $4. And it fills up with a bunch of rich people. What a bunch of nonsense. Likely harasser. Yeah. Yeah, $4. I think they have it hard. Would it be fixed if we just put in a boatload of this? No. So, well, I'm gonna delete this, but I'll hold on. I'm gonna save this momentarily. So, thought experiment with you, because we're gonna jump out of here anyway in a second, and I'm gonna see if I can throw in an old version of Bye Bye Homeless. So we'll throw in a block right here. Super ugly, whatever. Low rent, low rent, low rent, low rent. It's not going to matter because it's going to completely load up with rich people. And I've got to make, even though this doesn't matter, I am me. So I'll go crazy. Completely exhausted all of our high density demand. Now, let's throw in some businesses here so they have some jobs. And we're at the max simulation speed. Low rent in an undesirable area. Sure, I'll bite on that one too. Welcome to hell, friends. Enjoy living in the industrial park. I bet you that you're going to be wealthy too. Greetings from Middleton. Have I posted my mod playset anywhere? No, I've been meaning to. So the way I'm going to do it is It's going to be a short link to my website, and I'm just going to screenshot it. If I can get to it today, I will. I want to get this video recorded, but we're not. I've been focused on this. I apologize. Welcome to the Inland Empire. You love that they added rich people who get all of the worst housing meant for poor. I should add a mods command. That is smart. So the mods command, I'll have it linked to the website that I put the images on, or it'll just be a Skype export. So let's see. They are actually poor. We've actually got poor people living in the low rent. We had to build enough of them. Wealthy, poor, modest, comfortable, poor, comfortable, modest. All right, what is that going to do for us? Still an absolute metric ton of homeless people. Here, this dropped. It dropped because it was creeping up. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Folks, I'm clueless. I have no solution here. My solution is we need bye-bye homeless. Let's see who's living in our fancy industrial park housing. Got a second here. How do the rich people work in CS2? I have no idea. I have no idea. Ad time? Okay. So there are poor people here. Wealthy. Cool. Yeah. How do rich people work in this game? I don't know. We built 4 apocalypse apartments in the middle of our industrial park. Let's take a look. Let's fully understand what we're looking at here. This is, maybe it's not as bad as it could be, but we have polluting uses all the way around it. Ground pollution. Okay, it's not terrible. Okay. I see you. And now they won't develop there, I'm guessing. Okay. I will clone this building and manually place it here myself. These are miserable housing units. Everyone should be sad. Ground pollution, air pollution. Will this solve it for us? Is this what we really need? The real question is, how does this game work? I know how the game is supposed to work. I just don't understand. Like, this is like a bug things. But this filled up. Let's see. Our content homeless teen is still... She's leaving. We just had to delete her park. Oh, chat, that wouldn't be the solution, would it? The solution's not to delete every single park in the city and replace them, is it? That would be such a stupid solution. I really don't want to do that. Oh my goodness. Mass park deletion. Oh no. Move them around a bit. Rebuild the parks. I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to. But if it works, it works. I mean, yeah. Living near industrial area is terrible. The pollution is spreading all over the ground. Agreed. Heart. She's moving to a new park. You know what? She got what she needed, which was a new park in a different city. And she left her brother behind, who's a little boy. Oh, he's at the bus stop, getting ready to leave. Okay, guys. This is so... Oh, I hate this so much. We found a potential solution. Are there homeless people here? There are. All right, peace. We're doing it. I'm gonna give myself 20 minutes to relocate all the parks. I should have taken your guys' advice on this one, and rather than deleting it, just attempted to move it around. I don't think that's gonna work though, because it's still. I think it's still gonna be. I think it's still gonna be broken then, basically. I don't think it's gonna change anything. And I should be fast about this, not trying to recreate exactly how it was. At least the landscaping. I mean, I want a landscape, but that is not an appropriate use of my time. That is the worst use of my time. I detach the road and attach it again. That's actually a very valid idea. Oh, I've got rid of all the landscaping. We'll just do it. I'll fix it at some other point in time. Hold on. I can't. I screwed it up too much. This park didn't ask for it. It's not even a real park. I need to be strong. I agree. I'll be strong for the rest of the park, but for this, or for the rest of the area, but for this, I'll just do this one. Okay. Now, are there homeless people back at the park? What is your story, Hayden? Why can't I see it? Not homeless, not homeless, not homeless, not homeless. And the homeless person? Chilling. Fix the trees and post? I will. Okay. Here's the other thing that you guys are suggesting. So let's see if there are homeless people here. I'll back this one out. I don't see any here. Are you homeless? No, you're just retired. I'll do it anyway. I'll back it up and then reattach it. I guess a way to test this. Let's see if I can make someone homeless. So there are people here. I'm going to follow Alexander, and then I'm going to detach this home from the road. And I'm basically trying to see, did Alexander move or become homeless? Nope. Alexander's still there. So yeah, that didn't work. And we lost Mason. So I guess what kills me about this is I'm unsure if this is indeed a permanent or a temporary solution. I'm also desperate enough to try it. Me when a homeless person sitting in the park, the voice of God says, "Are you homeless?" and deletes the park. I am that guy. Are you homeless? Your park's all gone now. I'll replace it with the exact same park, just slightly different. You have a question about mods. They aren't working for you. Any tips and tricks? Go in the Cities 2 modding Discord. If there's any piece of advice I can give you, it's that you can work directly with the modders there. The other bit of advice I would have, whoa. Oh my goodness. Chat, you saw that there were no people in this park. There were some hidden homeless people. Where were they hidden? I think this is the stinkiest of solutions, but I do think that this is gonna do it because I think we can follow. Let's just follow. We'll follow Tony for a minute. I have a sneaking suspicion that Tony is now gonna leave. So okay, chat. If Tony leaves, I'm gonna call this a legitimate solution. And tonight, while I watch the WAN show, I will delete every single park within Magnolia County and replace it. I'm not going to force you guys to watch that. It's not going to be exciting. But yeah, we will see. They have mole people. What functionality should the welfare office have? I think the welfare office should be, I would much prefer that the welfare office were some sort of homeless shelter, or so hold on, we're following Tony. So I feel like also we're not saving this save because we're gonna try one more thing. I feel like this building, for what it is, 12 employees, which is really low. It feels like it's like a YMCA is what it should be. Because what is it really doing? It's increasing the well-being of the less fortunate. I don't really know what that means. There's no direct tie-in. It should be something that I place it and I see a change. So whether that is homeless people come and live in this building and it's like a halfway house, or something. There's no too many things happening in this game are happening like this. Like the homeless household count. This is clearly a thing that the game is monitoring. There's a lot of things going on here that the game is monitoring that you can't see. And I feel like it should directly impact this number. I place this building and the number goes down. That's what it should do. And there should be some way to quantify. This holds 100 homeless people. So I place 12 of these, which would be ridiculous, but I place 12 of these and I can house all the homeless people in the community. And I get it, that's not realistic, but this is also a game and it should be fun. And the homeless mechanic right now, as it stands, is not fun. It's not fun. I will say it, it's not fun. Replace the parks with small segments of lane man. No homeless. There we go. We'll just add parking everywhere. Can I still reset objects in no, I don't think that is a thing yet. I wish that would probably help, but no. Move it's like a lot of the mods, they're being rebuilt from the ground up and it's a slog. So it's not fun or realistic now. Fresh Prince, I would agree. That is the issue. All right, I'm going to jump out momentarily. I'm going to try to add back an old version of Bye Bye Homeless. So we'll add this into the playset. We'll see what this does. So I'm going to go back. I think that this version, well, that version added the note. Let's go back to July. We know that one worked. I don't care that it's out of date. We're good. Let's just make sure it's out of date. Now we'll launch it. Fingers crossed. You have 10,000 planner points. What should you use them on? You should save them up for a poll that you really care about, or save them up for in the future. We'll have that crowd control stream, and planner points are as good as money then. It's fun to say planner points, or it's fun to stay at the YMCA. There we go. Bye Bye Homeless has been installed. Let's see if it actually shows up. It does. It does. Get out of here. I'm deleting you. Eviction period every 45 minutes. Ghost companies. I don't know that. That's experimental. We won't mess with that. All right, guys. Is the solution to go back to the past? We are about to find out. As a planner who lives in a large city, you think there are actual policy solutions to homelessness, not just elected officials doing all the work? Oh, it crashed. That's cool. All right. How do you get planner points? You just hang out on Twitch. It's just a thing. Whoops. Well, that didn't leave me feeling very hopeful. That makes me feel very unhopeful, actually. One more try. Actually, I started adding a bunch of mods to absolute minimal, but I'm going to add this one here. We'll activate this one. And then we'll add Bye Bye Homeless to this one. And let's see, do we get the old version? It is not. I wonder. Maybe the problem? I think that version 1.2.3 just added information, and 1.2.4 actually broke it. Pulled it out. We'll be able to see that in a second, though. If I can't see Bye Bye Homeless in the menu, then it's broken. Phil, please try turning the parks on and off. I will try that. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. That could be the play. I like that. I like that, though. CPP has a point. CS2 is a game and it should focus on having fun with mechanics with a splash of realism. Yeah, I think that the best spot to be would be as if the game were teaching you about the real world, but not beating you over the head with a mechanic that is frustrating. There it is. The new Bye Bye Homeless. Newer Bye Bye Homeless. It's not in here. So that's what I was worried about. So we have the version that disables itself. I wish I were a modder, because I would modify it myself. But alas, I am not. Welfare is a money pit, the welfare. I mean, I would like that, though, as a mechanic. Like, that makes you focus on trade-offs. You know, like, what kind of a city do you want to have? Do you want to have one where you take care of, you know, your most vulnerable citizens? If you want to have that kind of city, I think that you should be able to build it. And that should cost you money. And that becomes an interesting trade-off. That's like my biggest critique with the game right now, like when not a big critique of mine with the game right now, is that roads are very cheap, as is transit. And if all of those things, if there's no consequence, it doesn't matter what you build. And then as a result, you know, people build these elaborate things that are just, you know, they're fun. We've got unlimited money mode. I want to be forced to make a trade-off. I can't build a gigantic highway nightmare because I have to. It's not there again. Basically, I want there to be a reason that I do things. That's all. And of course, now I've screwed it up. We'll try one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'll go back to my other mod set, and we'll just do the park on and off thing and see if that works. It's a little too realistic that you can't get homeless to 0. There's always a way to resolve it, but if there's always a way to resolve homelessness, perhaps you should be able to see what it's asking for to resolve it. Like the sim outright saying demand is too high because I didn't win the housing lottery. I agree. Like, you actually have a path to solve it then. But yeah, that's not there right now. I should put up a poll for bikes versus no bikes. What? I've legitimately never heard anyone say it's not in here. It's not in here. It's fine. I've never heard anyone say, you know, the problem with City Sky, or my favorite thing about Skylines 2 is that they don't have bikes. I've never heard anyone say that is the problem with City Skylines 1 is that there were just too many bikes. And as a result, they've made the right fix. They've gotten rid of all of them. I mean, I guess there are people who really, really dislike bikers, but that seems ridiculous. Maybe this game is a meta commentary on the fealty of eradicating social inequities. Depressing. Feels like it right now. Bike lanes should be a part of a DLC or patch. I think they should be part of a. I think they should be part of the. They should have been part of the base game. The assets are in there. It should be. I don't think that it should be a DLC. I don't really know what you. I don't know how you make it worthy of a DLC. You know, unless you make Park Life and shoehorn bikes into that. But like again, it's a mode of transportation and it's not a specialty mode. Like I understand like monorails aren't in the game right now. I feel like you could have a DLC which is like, you know, multimodal transportation, and it's just a whole bunch of different it could be a whole bunch of different hubs and things of that nature. But I feel like biking, it'd be like having a walking DLC. And like, yeah, your citizens, they all drive unless you get the walking DLC. Like when you say it, it sounds kind of crazy. Like it's not the way that it should be, in my opinion. People who really dislike bikers probably do want bike infrastructure just unprotected and on the highway. The thing I would always tell people who would say, I don't want to invest in that is, well, here's the thing. You do want to invest in it because that biker without the bike infrastructure could become a driver, and now you're sitting in traffic next to them. So maybe you would prefer that rather than doing that, they end up with bike facilities. Okay, hold on. We've got a homeless person here. Jacqueline Mosley. We will follow Jacqueline, and then we will turn off her home. Are you gonna leave, or are you gonna do karate? Do some yoga. There we go. Park doesn't need to be on for that, huh? Bummer. That would have been an excellent solution. The other thing about this that makes me feel a little bit uneasy, if you guys remember, I deleted this park. So this park has been removed. So it comes back. Huge bummer. Huge bummer. Huge bummer. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we're gonna roll with it and just see and hope that they come up with a solution. Because or Bye Bye Homeless comes back. Because it feels like this is just not gonna. It feels like it's gonna be a problem for a while. It's definitely super stinks. The other thing, I've heard people talking about how maybe my city has a ton of crime. We actually had no crime here. People are successful when they commit one of the 2 crimes a month, but there's no crime here. And that to me, again, looks like a bug. So yeah. Bye Bye Homeless, the mod author, and rightly so, I think, had their mod automatically disable when you have this version of the game. They said that if the patch doesn't work, they'll bring it back, but it hasn't been brought back just yet. So we'll see. It's not working. Clearly, it's not working. So we'll have to see. You feel like there's something wrong with parks, not just The Sims? I think that you might be onto something there. I mean, ultimately though, I think this game mechanic, I don't like it. I think it shouldn't exist. Not right now. Like this, maybe this should be part of a DLC where that you have like an urbanism DLC and you get things like homelessness to deal with, and you know, maybe you get graffiti props now that we have a props menu, and you can actually place them on buildings, and different things like that. Maybe you get some interesting streets that have pavers and street cafes, and I can see all sorts of things like that that would make a ton of sense. But the fact that I can build a city with 500 people and get homeless people that get stuck, it's frustrating, very frustrating. Game volume is super loud. Well, everything reset for me, so I wonder if that's part of it. I'm gonna leave it because I'm not gonna zoom in that close again. I guess another balance thing. So yeah, urbanism DLC isn't that what the whole game is about? You would hope so. But I personally, I would prefer that City Skylines. I get the name as City Skylines. I would prefer that it is a canvas to paint the kind of community that you want to build. And right now, it does kind of force you to build up because the assets aren't there. But ideally, like, I enjoy building small communities and getting really detailed with them, and really thinking about each block, as opposed to building a gigantic Manhattan or Hong Kong, which is kind of what the game forces you into, regardless of what the name is. So yeah, that's the thing. You want to build a city with no homelessness? Me too. People want to build their own personal utopia. They want to build the kind of city that they would like to live in. They don't want to build. I don't want to necessarily build a place that is entirely realistic. I want to build it with realistic principles, but I don't want those realism features to get in the way of my enjoyment of the game itself. So that's kind of where I'm at. Council House DLC, please. I want to see a politics DLC where people will riot when I build an ugly, lumpy, bumpy bridge. That's what I want to see. Will I ever build an actual city like in Verde Beach? Yeah, that's supposed to be out here. We'll have to wait. So yeah, that's the goal, is to build when you say actual city, I assume you mean a city that has high density. Yes, that is the goal. People want to build their own utopia. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about a game like this, is you should be able to turn your brain off and just enjoy building a place like it's your own little bonsai tree. That's when I think of a game like City Skylines, that's what it was for me. It's my little bonsai tree that I got to tend. And I've heard so many people say that over the years, that it's my little virtual bonsai tree, and I get to trim the leaves and admire it. And over the course of 700 hours, I'm going to build one city, and I'm going to become really attached to it. I'm going to name every street, and I'm going to think about the one time that I built the auto dealership on the side of the highway, and this urban neighborhood built around this park that really matters a lot. Like, that is what a game like this is about. It's not about there are homeless people in the parks that I just can't get rid of. Like, that is not fun. It's just not fun. Maximum homelessness like RCE. I mean, it could be fun for somebody, but that's when you play the game to relax. I feel like that becomes a hindrance. So yeah. Anyway, rant out. I think what I'm going to do now is just save this as is. I'm going to build the next build. It's going to be, I'm going to disable the homeless, and we'll just see what happens. I'll keep building on it, and hopefully it doesn't take down the whole build. But I feel like the alternative right now is that I stop building this build and I start over on another one, and I don't want to do that. I'm stubborn. I mentioned that the German comes out in the red straight facial hair. It's going to come out in me being stubborn too. Is the homelessness caused by deleting residences? Yeah, that's one of the reasons for it. Are the new cities safe from homelessness problem? No. No, I can't say that it is. So that's another reason why I don't really want to start a new one. It might. So terrible for content creators as well as casual players. Yeah, I think that this bug is brutal for anyone who plays the game, regardless of whether you're trying to craft a story or build a city that's functional or paint something that's interesting. Like, you can't do any of it. It's brutal. So for people who got it fixed, I'm really happy for them. But for anyone stuck in my boat, like, it's really, really stinks. So definitely not what I wanted to be talking about the week before going to Finland. You know, like, now I get there and go, your game's broken. Make it not break. GeoGuessr time? Indeed it is. We're going to play one round of GeoGuessr, and then I'm going to have lunch and then record, and we'll see what happens. And you guys who have been here will know that maybe it breaks down and becomes a disaster. I'm gonna change it to GeoGuessr. For anyone who's not played GeoGuessr with us, this is gonna be it's a collaborative thing. So don't think you're watching it. You can play if you'd like to. You can participate, and it's a lot of fun. At least 100 of you can. 100 out of the 2,000 that are here. So I'm gonna drop an invite. And for anyone who doesn't want to play, you don't have to. You can watch. You guys can give me some hints in the chat, and maybe if Vainglorious gets in, I'll be able to beat Vainglorious. In the meantime, I've got a whole bunch of activity that I missed. Cowboy Skid, thank you for the Prime. Mana Hunter, thank you for the Prime. Amazing Girl, thank you for the tier 1 popcorn. Thank you so much for the tier 1 6 months. Favorite thing about Cities patch notes? Yeah. Oh, I'm behind. I'm way behind. Joint DK, thank you for the biddies. Nephrodite Dreams, thank you so much for the Prime. Musco, thank you so much for the Prime. Dylan, thank you so much for becoming an associate planner. Chris, thank you for getting the Magnolia County mug. I hope you enjoy that. Your videos are really down to earth and really fun. Keep up the good work. You're the man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Canadian, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Canadian's another content creator. We rated Canadian last time, I believe. No, 2 times ago. Making a really fun city, Skylines 2 city. Hopefully you're not dealing with the bug, Canadian. Thank you so much for the gift. Appreciate you. Leon, thank you so much for the Prime. Aphosto? Apophisto. Thank you for the Prime. Musician Tom, thank you so much for the Prime as well. Appreciate you. You're really bad at GeoGuessr. We have a full crew. And because we're European, I promised you guys we'd do the EU. So let's go. Let's go. Lobby is full. You guys are just, you're on it today. So where are we? I feel like every time I've seen this, this to me looks like Austria. Hype train, guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Is it Austria, Finland, or Poland? Looks Polish. I was gonna say it looks Polish too. On the outskirts of Poland, there are always these signs when you leave that say that you're leaving a city. Wait. Is that a flag? That is a flag. What kind of flag is it? Prozoga? That looks Polish to me. Croatia. Okay. Thank you, chat. You're either leading me astray, which sometimes you do, or Bratislava? We're in Croatia. That's not Poland. It's Croatia. I'm looking at Croatia. 12 seconds. 12 seconds. When in doubt, you hit the biggest city. I don't think that's it. Okay, it got closer. Got closer. I'll take that. 42 miles away. Komrowski, excellent work. Nailed it. Excellent work. 12th place. Vainglorious is in here and beating me. All right. Now I've got my goal. I don't even care if I end up in that's Poland. Isn't that it? No, is it we're leaving Pont de Sor? Not Poland. It's Slovakia, French, Portugal. Yeah, that looks like Spanish. So Portuguese would look the same. Okay. Let's do this. Here's the problem. Vainglorious, Brandon over here, not only is good, but also is hearing everything that I'm saying. Yeah, I have a feeling It is definitely Pont de Sur. It sounds like to me like South Point. I don't know if that actually is, but let's just say Pont de Sur. Portugal. I'm going to select a spot down here for now. 21 seconds. I can't even tell if it's a big city. It just has a roundabout. Baja? Like Baja? Or is it biggest city? We're going to go south of it. Point de Sur. That's final answer. Nope, not absolutely not right. Not a port, not on the water even. It's actually a decent sized city, it appears. Big enough that if I would have looked around the map for any length of time, I could have found it. Dang it. 19. That's not going to help me get to 4th. Lisbon. Yes. Oh. Pot is bridge. That would have been good information. Okay, wait. Was that a palm tree? No. A good size for city skylines? Yes. Is it actually a good size? I don't know. Maybe France? UK. We're in the UK. Broccoli on board. Unless... Yeah, this is Europe. It's not EU. Is this? This can't be the UK, is it? Italy or Portugal? They're just advertising. Doesn't look like the UK at all. Romania, not the UK. Poland, Romania looks French. UK drives left. Oh, that's a good point. What is that? That is a city marker. Somewhere in Eastern Europe. Driving on the right-hand side. I got 14 seconds, chat. Someone said Romania. I'm gonna bite. We're gonna be a biggest city. I'll take it. It wasn't good. 98 miles is not good. But it's good for 16th. And also, I've never been there, and there's a whole bunch of Europeans in here. So if I'm getting 16th, it's all because of your guys' help. You're doing very bad, Phoenix. Well, you know, the only way you get better is to try it. This looks like the UK to me. Asylum Drive. It looks rainy with a lot of townhomes. This is what I imagine the UK being. That's Ireland. Could be anywhere in the UK. But Ireland, oh, so, okay. Is this EU? Ballyhoon's Farm, I mean, because, yeah, Ireland is still in the EU. So that would be... Okay, here's a sign. Ireland West Airport. Okay, you guys nailed it. Okay. So we're in Dublin. I'm just going to click it so I don't screw up. Where's the Ireland West Airport? Or Bali? Wait, you've been here before? County Mayo, it's Ireland. Ireland makes sense. None of these things make sense to me. Well, West is over here. Are we like in Limerick or something? Yeah, you're from Ireland. I'm selecting Galloway. It's probably wrong. Oh, there's where you were talking about. And I got closer. Brandon, you're killing me. Just so you guys know, Banglorious, another content creator. Also an American. 3rd place. Not bad. Where are we now? I like the look of it, wherever the place this is. Mind reset. It's a clinic. Are we in Portugal again? Let's see. What is that? That's funny. One of my old bosses, his whole thing was those utility boxes. They need to have public artwork. Romania. We're in Romania. Where in Romania are we? Yes, it's on the sign. Central Romania. Yeah, we're definitely like the .ro. We'll select. We'll select some place in the middle for now. You think it's Bucharest? I mean, it seems like we are in a very large city. I don't know where in that city. Wealthy-ish. I think I see no label of any kind for anything. This is as close as we get. Oh, I should have kept it. I moved further away. Well, it happens. It happens. I moved about 100 miles further away. And Brandon's moving in the right direction. Moving in the right direction. Finishing the game. Second place. Well, Ashley, nice work. First place. Good game. Vainglorious. Second place. Good game. Nilwo. Third place. Good game. Adam. Good game. LL2J. Good game. Good game. Good game, everybody. We haven't filled up in a while. I enjoyed that. But I am going to end it here. And we're going to end it by saying goodbye to YouTube first. And then we've got about 600 of us on Twitch. Please do not leave. We're going to raid somebody like we always do. But everyone on Twitch first. Can we give everyone on YouTube some hearts? And let's see, I'm missing anybody. Jim Hoffman, thank you so much for the Prime. Pope Nicholas, thank you so much for the Prime as well. And everyone on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. There will be a new video, one more before I go to Finland, and the next stream, we'll be streaming from Europe, and hopefully have a bunch of other content creators with us, so it'll be a lot of fun. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate you all. Have a good one. Take care, YouTube. Bye-bye. Twitch. We got our end